guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I know most of you guys have already watched an unboxing video or a review video of the Sony XM4, but I just thought to share this moment with you guys and talk about what's new on the Sony XM4, how it compares to the XM3, and if it's actually worth the upgrade. I actually used the XM3 for a couple of months. The first time I saw the XM3 was on MKBHD's channel. He made a review of the Sony XM3 and I fell in love with the XM3 since that day. In fact, I actually ordered the XM3 the same day I watched the video, and I really love the XM3. And one of the things I love about the XM3 is the noise cancelling. The noise cancelling on the XM3 is the best on any headphones, period. Well, I said was because obviously the XM4 is here. I'm expecting a better performance than the XM3. Apart from the noise cancelling on the XM4, one of the things I loved about the XM3 was the long battery life. It charges with USB-C. What else? There's just so many things I loved about the XM3, but the most important feature I love on the XM3 was the noise cancelling. Let's just unbox the XM4. Let's go. The box is actually the same thing with the XM3. In fact, they didn't change anything on the box. I feel like all they did was change the number from 3 to 4. I think that's all they changed. They just changed the number from 3 to 4. And that's it. The box is almost the same thing. I mean, not almost. The box is the same thing as the XM3. They didn't change anything in terms of what the box looks like on the outside. So let's see what comes in the box. Yeah, same thing with the XM3. You get your pouch for your headphones, or am I gonna call this pouch, or the case for your headphones? Anyways, the usual thing, you get your instruction. Nobody has time to read the instructions, so let's just put that to the side. What did I break? And what is this? Just put that to the side. Let's see what comes in the pouch. Oh, I think I opened it upside down. So yeah, everything is the same thing as the XM3 in terms of the overall package. So you get your headphones, 3.5mm headphone jack, and you also get the USB-C cable. Now let's talk about the new features on the XM4. So the first new feature on the Sony XM4 is multiple device support. You can now connect the Sony XM4 to 2 devices at the same time, which is actually cool, because usually on my XM3 you can only connect to 1 device at a time. So anytime I'm editing a video on my PC and maybe I want to listen to a music or I want to pick up a call, I have to disconnect it from my PC first before I can use it with my phone. With this new feature on the Sony XM4, I can now connect to multiple devices at the same time. Let's say I'm editing a video on my PC and I get a call on my phone. Once I pick up the phone, the Sony XM4 is going to connect to my phone, and once I'm done with the phone, it's going to connect back to my PC. This is actually very cool. Trust me, pairing from one device just to connect to another device is actually a very stressful process. But now that the Sony XM4 can now connect to multiple devices at the same time, man, that's going to release a lot of stress. So what else is new on the Sony XM4? The other time I said the noise cancelling on the XM3 is great, on a GOAT level. The noise cancelling on the XM4 is on a grand GOAT level. And some of you guys might be asking, but how do you know that the noise cancelling on the XM4 is great? I've actually tested the Sony XM4 at Target. They always have a display unit, so I tested out the Sony XM4 and the noise cancelling is awesome. I mean, the difference is not much, the gap is not much, but I've been using the XM3, or let me say I used the XM3 for a very long time, and I noticed some difference between the XM4 and the XM3. But like I said, the difference is not very big, but it's there. Yeah. And I'm gonna say anything better than the XM3 is on a grand GOAT level, GOAT. And one other thing that's new on the Sony XM4 is the addition of multiple microphones. This is actually going to be cool for receiving calls and stuff like that, because I remember when I was using the XM3, I mean, the microphone on the XM3 is not terrible, but sometimes people don't really hear what I'm saying. So there are now 5 new microphones on the Sony XM4, so that's going to improve the call quality and stuff like that. And I'm not really sure if anyone's going to be recording a video with the Sony XM4, but maybe you want to record, it's there. And still on the microphone, the fact that the microphone has gotten better, there's now a new feature called speed to chat, and this is how it works. So whenever you're using your headphone to listen to music or something like that, and you say something like what or hello or something like that, the microphone picks up the sound and thinks you want to have a conversation with someone. So it reduces the volume of the music so you can have the conversation with whoever is calling you. This is actually very cool, but something keeps coming to my mind. What if you're like singing the lyrics of the music? Is the microphone gonna pick up that sound and pause the music every time it hears like your voice or something like that? I'm still gonna test it out. I can't really answer that question right now because I didn't really test it in full when I was in Target. I'm actually gonna test it out, bro. Let's still talk about the new features on the Sony XM4. One other new feature on the Sony XM4 is that on the left scope on the Sony XM4, there's now a proximity sensor. This is actually going to sense whether you are putting on your headphones or not, and it's going to be very useful. Let's say you listen to music or something like that and you take off your headphone. The music is going to stop or pause, or let's say pause. The music is going to pause, and if you don't wear your headphones for a very long time, it's going to turn off the headphone. This is actually very useful because there are so many times I've taken off my Sony XM3. The music is not going to pause. In fact, the music is going to play all night and my battery is going to be dead. So the fact that the music is going to pause whenever you take off your headphones is going to save a lot of battery life. And speaking of battery, the battery on the Sony XM4, in fact, this battery on the Sony XM3, I don't have anything to complain about it. I don't even need to find out how many hours or whatever it is. The battery on the Sony XM3 and the Sony XM4 is on a goat, or let me say cow level. It's cow thing, because they keep relating greatness to goats. I still don't understand why goat is like something great, but the battery life on the Sony XM4, the Sony XM3 was amazing. So I'm expecting this battery on the Sony XM4 to be the same thing or a little bit better than the Sony XM3. And one thing I love about the Sony XM3 was that whenever the battery is dead and let's say I just want to like go out or something like that real quick, once I charge the Sony XM3 for like 3 to 5 minutes, I'm gonna get like 30 minutes playback time, which is actually very, very, very cool. The Sony XM3 charges very fast, so I'm expecting the Sony XM4 to be the same thing or maybe a little bit better. So in terms of physical change, how does this compare to the Sony XM3? Well, I noticed that the cushion on top has gotten bigger and the cups is slightly bigger than that of the Sony XM3. I think MKBHD said it's like 10% bigger than the XM3, and I hope this actually fits my ears because I have small ears. It doesn't. It still looks great. It still feels great in the ear. It doesn't like grabs your head. Like I used one headphone one time, that thing almost squeezed my head out today. I really love how the Sony XM3 and the Sony XM4 actually feels on the head. They don't like grab your head tightly or something like that. It just like fits on your head. I can't really explain the feeling, but it's great. That's pretty much the new feature on the Sony XM4. And everything else is pretty much the same thing. The touchpad is pretty much the same thing. Swipe left for next, swipe up for volume up, swipe down for volume down. The button placement is still the same thing. You still have your power button and your assistant button on the same side, just 2 buttons. And that's one thing I love about the Sony XM3 and now the Sony XM4. There's not a lot of buttons on the Sony XM4, which is actually very, very, very cool. So should you upgrade from the XM3 to the XM4? Well, the answer is actually very simple. No. You don't have to upgrade to the XM4 because the XM4 is not going to change a lot of things. In fact, the XM4 is not like going to change your life or give you a brand new experience like that. The XM3 is still a great headphone. The only reason why I got the XM4, well, is for my YouTube channel and the fact that I'm a tech addict. That's the only reason why I got the XM4. The XM3 is still a great headphone, and I don't feel like this is going to like change your life like big time like that. But if you can afford it, in fact, the price of the Sony XM4 wasn't like increased from the XM3. When the XM3 was launched, it was $349. The XM4 is still $349. In fact, I got this one on Amazon for almost like $260 something because I got it on Amazon Prime. So I got a discount on it and I got extra $25 Amazon card. So I pretty much got the Sony XM4 for like $250, which is actually a very great deal. In fact, the Sony XM3 and the Sony XM4 are pretty much one of the only tech that I feel like they are underpriced. If Sony came out with the Sony XM4 and said, okay, this is $1,000, I'm not gonna say it's too expensive or something. It's gonna be expensive, but it's gonna worth the price because what you get out of these headphones is crazy. The noise cancelling is the best on any headphone, period. I can't stress this enough. The noise cancelling on the Sony XM3 and the Sony XM4 works like magic. Something like this. It works like magic. You can't hear anything, and I mostly use it when I'm in the train station. Right now, I can't even hear my environment at all. So this is the Sony XM4. This is actually the best headphone that money can buy right now. both for noise cancelling and sound quality. And if you want to get the best out of your Sony XM4, you have to download an app on your phone. This app is actually going to give you a lot of features, like you'll be able to control how what you hear sounds like. Is that good? Yeah, it's really that good. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you do, drop me a like button, and if you want to do me a solid, you might want to consider subscribing to my YouTube channel. And if you're new here, my name is Paul. On this channel I do tech unboxing, tech reviews, and tech comparison. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, you might want to consider subscribing to my YouTube channel. Turn on that notification bell so you'll be notified every single time I drop a new video. Anyways, I'll see you guys in my next video. Peace. When is the pre-order for the iPhone 12 Pro Max gonna start?